Letting number 8558. Carondelet ADA upgrade to Comfort Station. We have 5 bids. Ben Her Construction, BEN Her Construction, $192,837. 192,837.00. Codwell Contracting Company, CALDWELL, $172,388.85. 172,388.85. Cosney Wagner Inc. KOZENY Wagner Inc. $199,540. 199,540.00. Turcon Constructors Inc. TURCON Constructors Inc. $174,394. 174,394.00. Rainier Construction LLC, RAINERI, $152,295. 152,295.00. With the low bidder, please meet with Miss Bean in the hallway. Thank you.
Boy, Gary, you got some extra money now. You can fix up another half a station.
Yeah, we could build like a 3-bedroom home for the price of one of these. Pretty much. I don't understand that.
Isn't this the one that you don't like? Isn't this the one that you don't like?
We don't have another letting.
Thank you. I don't care one way or the other. As long as the job gets done. Can't we even have a bid that says you
Is everything on?
It's on.
so that's why they can come in all the time with the Lord.
Hearing number 8166. This hearing, number 8166, is being conducted pursuant to Chapter 8.24 of the Revised Code of the City of St. Louis. The applicant, Harmony Therapy Business, CO, Arana Dzovic, is proposing to operate a massage establishment at 6414 Hampton. Due to the nature of the business, the applicant is required to hold a license issued by this board pursuant to the guidelines of Chapter 8.24 of the Revised Code of the City of St. Louis. Procedural history. July 23, 2014. Applicant submits to BPS a completed BPS massage establishment license application. August 19, 2014. The Fire Marshal of the City of St. Louis issues a fire code compliance certificate to the applicant for 6414 Hampton. August 21, 2014. Letter from the Interim Director of Health stating that community sanitation staff inspected the facility at 6414 Hampton and found no evidence of health code violations. Issuance of the BPS license for a massage establishment was recommended. August 22, 2014, memo from the zoning inspector finding the plat and petition of consent submitted for 6414 Hampton, Suite 3 by the applicant as part of the application for a BPS massage establishment license to be in due form. September 12, 2014. Building Commissioner issues to applicant a certificate of occupancy and zoning for 6414 Hampton, Suite 3, subject to conditions of this hearing. September 23, 2014. A certified letter from the Secretary of BPS in which the applicant is notified of today's hearing. As outlined in Section 8.24 of the Revised Code of the City of St. Louis, the Board of Public Service may approve issuance of a license following a hearing if all requirements for a massage establishment are met unless they find: A, the operation as proposed by the applicant, if permitted, would not have complied with all applicable laws, including, but not limited to, the building, health, city planning, housing, zoning, and fire codes of the city. In making the investigation, the Health Commissioner is authorized to require satisfactory proof that the applicant and employees thereof are free from communicable diseases and may, from time to time, require the applicant and attendants to submit for physical examinations and satisfactory laboratory examinations by the Health Commissioner during the period of this license. B, the applicant and any other person who will be directly engaged in the management, operation of a massage establishment has been convicted of: Item 1, a felony not involving sexual misconduct with children, obscenity, keeping or residing in a house of ill fame, solicitation of lewd or unlawful act, prostitution, or pandering. Item 2, an offense involving sexual misconduct with children. Item 3, obscenity, keeping or residing in a house of ill fame, solicitation of a lewd or unlawful act, prostitution, or pandering. The Board of Public Service, in its discretion, may authorize issuance of a license to any person convicted of any crimes in subsection B1 if it finds that the conviction occurred at least 3 years prior to the date of the application and the applicant has had no subsequent convictions. The Board of Public Service has in its possession the following documents which are being introduced into evidence. Item 1. A certified copy of Chapter 8.24 of the Revised Code of the City of St. Louis. Item 2, the applicant's file with the Office of the Secretary, Board of Public Service, which includes but is not limited to: A, the above referenced license application; B, the above referenced plat and petition of consent; C, a police record check and fingerprints; D, the above referenced memos and letters; E, the above referenced occupancy permit for 6414 Hampton; F, the public notice for today's hearing; G, a copy of the Missouri Massage Therapist license for Ariana Dezovic; H, the above mentioned fire marshal's certificate of fire code compliance; and I, a letter of opposition dated October 14, 2014, as distributed to the board today. The board will swear in and hear from the representatives from the city departments, followed by the applicant and those in support of the applicant's proposed use. The board will then allow those in opposition of the applicant and the applicant's proposed use, if any, to address the board. After each side has had an opportunity to speak, the board will allow for rebuttal. Your testimony is being recorded. When you come forward, please state your name and address and be sworn in. As you testify, please direct your comments to the board and not to those in the audience. Members of the audience are asked to remain silent and not coach witnesses. During your testimony, members of the board may have questions for you. Following this hearing, the board will proceed with its regular agenda. Following the conclusion of the regular agenda, the board will deliberate, discuss, and vote on hearing number 8166. The board first asked a representative of the Department of Health to please come forward and be sworn in and testify as to the accuracy of the information stated above. I did. Okay. Seeing none. The board asked a representative of the Division of Building and Inspection Zoning Section, please come forward, be sworn in, and testify as the accuracy of the information stated above.
Would you raise your right hand, please? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do. My name is Myra Turner. I'm zoning inspector for the city of St. Louis.
All right. Did you review the completed plat and neighborhood consent petition submitted by the applicant for the proposed massage establishment to be located at 6414 Hampton?
Yes, I did.
Did you determine that the neighborhood consent petition complies with the requirements of section 8.24.040 of the revised code?
Yes, sir, it did.
Okay. Is it your recommendation that a license be issued to the applicant for the proposed use of this facility?
Yes, I would.
Does the board have any additional questions? Thank you. Okay. The board asks the applicant to please come forward and be sworn in.
Your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
State your name for the board, please.
Ariana Dzijevic.
Okay. And your business address?
It's 6414 Hampton Avenue.
All right. The state of Missouri requires that massage businesses be issued a license from the Missouri Board of Therapeutic Massage for operation in conjunction with section 324.247 RSMO. Do you have a license for the proposed establishment?
Yes, sir.
Okay. How many employees, if any, will be working at this establishment?
0, just myself.
Okay. Do any of the masseuses or masseurs have their Missouri State massage therapist license?
I do.
You do. Have you completed a police record check for the purpose of this application?
Yes, sir.
And what were the results?
Negative.
No findings.
I'm clean.
Thank you. Have you read and will you be able to comply with all provisions of Chapter 8.24 of the revised code of the City of St. Louis?
Yes, sir.
And specifically, do you understand that as an operator of the massage establishment, you are at all times responsible for the orderly conduct of the establishment and the acts of any agents, servants, or employees in the operation of this establishment?
Sir.
Do you understand that every portion of the proposed massage establishment should be kept clean and operated in a sanitary manner?
Yes, sir.
Will you be able to comply with all of the operating regulations for a massage establishment as provided in 8.24.130 of the revised code?
Yes, sir.
Does the board have any other questions for the applicant?
Yeah, have you ever ran a business like this anyplace else?
I have not, no, but I have worked at Clayton, and I decided to kind of step away and work for myself.
Okay, and how long have you been in the business?
A year. A whole year, yes.
Have you ran any other businesses?
No, sir, but I've gotten educated through my father. My father's a businessman, so it goes in the family.
Any other questions from the board?
Yes. How, the size of this operation, what's the expansion looking out? How's that going to work? How many tables?
It's just one table. I have a reception room, and then I have a separate room where, where it's private for a person to change and do the massage and everything. So it's 2 rooms with one massage table and a reception area. Just for now. So.
Any other questions from the board? Thank you. Is there anyone in favor of the proposed massage establishment that wishes to testify? If so, please come forward and be sworn in. Seeing none. If there is anyone in opposition to the proposed establishment that wishes to testify, please come forward and be sworn in. Seeing none. This matter concerning hearing number 8166 is now closed and submitted. The board will deliberate the matter following the remaining agenda items. Can you call the roll, please?
Director Scobie. Here. Director Walterman. Director Best.
Here.
Director Seedoff is excused. Director Rice Walker. Here. Director Gray.
Here.
And President Bradley.
Here. We have a quorum. Please proceed. Call the meeting order.
Ordinance authorizing the 8th supplemental appropriation of $519,300 from the Airport Development Fund for the payment of costs for work and services authorized therein. This ordinance contains an emergency clause. An ordinance establishing and authorizing a public work and improvement program titled Emergency Building and Environs Project at Lambert St. Louis International Airport. The emergency CIP project list is listed in detail as Exhibit A. This ordinance contains an emergency clause. An ordinance establishing and authorizing a public work and improvement program titled Emergency Building and Environs Projects at Lambert St. Louis International Airport. The emergency CIP project list is listed in detail in Exhibit A. This ordinance contains an emergency clause. An ordinance authorizing and directing the Director of Airports and the Comptroller of the City of St. Louis to enter into and execute on behalf of the city an agreement and contract of sale with North Park Partners, LLC. This ordinance contains a severability clause and an emergency clause. Preliminary approval for letting number 8552 Forest Park Comfort Station upgrades Part 1. Addendum number 1 for the plans and specs for letting number 8559 concrete and brick removal replacement and complete sidewalk installation project number SP94. Addendum number 1 for letting number 8560 Marquette Park Fieldhouse renovation project number R2012-82053. Addendum number 2 to the plans and specs for letting number 8560 Marquette Park Fieldhouse renovation project number R2010-3133. Supplemental agreement number 2 to PSA number 1110 management services for CBIS program T1 and T2 Lambert St. Louis International Airport. Agreement between Google Inc. and St. Louis City. This agreement authorizes Google to enter the publicly accessible areas of St. Louis Soldiers Memorial Military Museum to collect location information. From the President, Director of Public Utilities and Streets, joint recommendation that the following permits be approved subject to certain conditions as follows. Cortex for public improvements of lighting, stormwater runoff mitigation, freshen roadway surfaces, and new intersection layout at Boyle and Duncan. The Little Bar to encroach with a handicap ramp at 6343 Alabama. From the Director of Public Utilities and Streets, joint recommendation that the following permits be approved subject to certain conditions as follows. Southwestern Bell Telephone Company doing business as AT&T Missouri, start at existing manhole at the front of 3867 Magnolia, bore 187 feet east down Magnolia, staying 1 foot off front of sidewalk. Turn north across Magnolia and meet up with the customer conduit at 3815 Magnolia, etc. Southwestern Bell Telephone Company doing business as AT&T Missouri, start by placing a new 2 foot by 3 foot by 2.5 foot handhold over existing conduit and fiber cable at front of 2224 East Marcy. From new handhold board 25 feet under sidewalk down East Marcy, turning and continue boring 238 feet, 3 feet off curb line, south down Vulcan, etc. Southwestern Bell Telephone Company doing business as AT&T Missouri, start at existing manhole located at the intersection of 10th and Tyler. From manhole bore east down Tyler for 134 feet, then turn and bore south for 3 feet to telephone pole at front of 918 Tyler, going up pole, etc. Southwestern Bell Telephone Company doing business as AT&T Missouri, start at existing AT&T manhole located on Bircher and Simple, bore south down Simple for 590 feet, placing 2 feet from back edge of sidewalk, then place new 2 foot by 3 foot by 2 foot handhold in sidewalk. From handhold, continue placing 10 feet west to property line at 4321 Simple. AT&T to bore and place a fiber cable 235 feet from existing AT&T manhole at the front of 1701 Dr. Martin Luther King to the front of 828 North 16th Street. A 2 feet by 5 feet slot will be cut and restored at the manhole on Dr. Martin Luther King Drive. Union Electric Company doing business at Zamarin, Missouri to install conduit and cable on the east and west side of South 4th Street, south of Sears Street. Recommends approval. From the Director of Public Utilities and Public Safety, joint recommendation that the following permits be approved subject to certain conditions as follows. Missouri Department of Transportation, MoDOT, to subdivide land at 1080 McCausland in City Block 5405. Ribbon Cutter, Inc., to subdivide land in 4257 through 59 Russell in City Block 4936. And Oasis International Ministry for a boundary adjustment at 5033 through 37 Gravois in City Block 5582. From the Director of Streets, recommendation that the following permits be approved subject to certain conditions. 625 Skinker Condominium Association to encroach with a sprinkler system into the tree lines on the east and south side of the building at 625 South Skinker. And Metropolitan Taxi Cab Commission to place sidewalk public safety messages at various locations within the city of St. Louis. From the Director of Parks, Recreation, and Forestry, recommendation that permit for St. Louis Pyrotechnico to hold firework display October 18, 2014 in Forest Park at the Art Museum. From the Director of Public Safety, recommendation that permit for St. Louis Brewers Guide Harvest Festival to hold to declare a festival zone November 1st, 2014 at Lafayette Square Park. Now we have the conditional uses.
Shrey, did you do this one? Did you do the first one? Did you already read it? That's fine, no worries.
Good afternoon, Mr. President and members of the board. I'm Bob Lordy. I'm zoning plan examiner for the city, and I'll be representing the building commissioner. Per board order number 766, transmitted herewith are recommendations for the following conditional use agendas. Approval with conditions is recommended for 9 applications: 4440 Itasca, 5528A Hebert, 4641 St. Louis Avenue, 2130 Mackland, 7832 Ivory, 5713 Gravois, 5431 Riverview, 2617 Cherokee, and 5980 St. Louis Avenue. I request that these recommendations be approved as submitted.
Are there any questions from the board on the conditional uses? Seeing none, I'll take a motion, please.
Move to approve as presented.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to approve as presented. You read the roll, please.
Director Scobie.
Aye.
Director Watsman.
Aye.
Director Best.
Aye.
Director Seedoff is excused. Director Rice Walker.
Aye.
Director Gray.
Aye.
And President Bradley.
Aye, approved.
I have an item that I'm not sure whether or not it was read, but I just wanted to make sure from the president's folder, addendum number 2 to the plans and specifications for letting number 8560 Marquette Park Fieldhouse renovations.
Hearing number 8166, Harmony Massage. Is there any discussion?
The alderman didn't weigh in one way or the other.
Not that I'm aware of.
Which alderman is that?
Arnold,
Right. That is 12, isn't it? Isn't it
I didn't see anything in there.
12 or 13? That could be Beth Murphy. Flip on the last page here.
Arnold. You don't trust me? You don't believe me, Cerise?
He did. He came up to the office with her. I don't know if he gave her a letter, but he did come.
Are you sure? Do you have witnesses?
I don't know. No.
So you met with him by yourself?
I didn't see.
I didn't recall seeing a letter either.
So the only thing we got that even questions it is this one little letter from somebody who has
Who
a,
didn't even put their address on it.
there's no, well, they got the address where a card came in, but they also have a 636 area code.
Right.
Which makes me suspect they may not be a resident.
That's what I'd be thinking.
I don't have a letter from the alderman.
So we don't have a letter from the alderman one way or the other. They signed a plat, and it was approved. And we have a unaddressed letter with a suspect phone number. Oh,
Yeah, we have a letter of opposition for 2 individuals. And actually, if I'm not mistaken, this is the lady who called and spoke to you, Sharice, in the office.
This gentleman just called today. The
He did.
other lady did not. I don't know if that may be.
That's signed by 2 people.
Yeah, it might have been her.
Okay.
and Larry was okay with it when you talked to him?
When I talked to him, actually, he was taking her around and trying to help her. He was kind of upset about how long the process was.
This is at Hampton and Loughborough, and it, that very well could be Behringer.
I don't know.
Behringer or Beth Murphy.
Well, all the copies and stuff went to Arnowitz. Not Beth.
Yeah, I don't have any recommendation from the alderman.
But it's south of Loughborough.
What's up?
It's south of Loughborough, right?
Yeah, it's, south, yeah, it's where,
That's why it's
Those are all
Arnowitz.
apartments down there.
like where Tumos used to be in there,
Building would that be?
off row and making a turn, so it's in St. Louis
Where's that
outside.
listed?
What's north?
You know where this is located exactly?
No, it's the Loughborough, I'm sorry, I'm thinking
It is north of
the
Loughborough.
west of Hampton,
Where the hardware store is and all
off
that?
Loughborough.
It's called a Suite 3, so I'm thinking it might be,
More
Yeah,
where
it could be
Tumos
across
was.
the street there.
Right, where Tumos used
The
to be.
bed guy, it's three stores
All
up
right.
from the bed guy.
That's right.
It's what?
Service store hardware used to be in there.
Corner
Okay.
of Loughborough.
Sweet thing doesn't fit that, because those are all one stories.
this could be on the east side.
If it's on the east side, I bet you.
West side.
It's on the west.
Right, it's on the west side.
Hope it's not Tumos. Remember Tumos?
You know, we got, so I'll suggest this, we have 1 opposition, we have a petition of consent in here signed by
Ton of people.
20, 40, 50 people.
In there, 50 people.
So we got a petition of consent from 50, we got opposition from 2, 3.
That we don't even know if they live in the neighborhood.
Right. So these are all from, you know, with the card, actually more than that. I got another page with 17 more. So, I mean, you're probably close to 70.
Maybe we should entertain a motion.
Yeah.
Move to approve the additional use for the massage parlor.
You got a motion to approve?
Second. Previous roll.
Motion and seconded, call for use of previous roll. Is there any objection to use previous roll? Seeing none, approved. Motion to accept the addendum, please.
So moved.
Second.
Previous roll.
Motion seconded, accept the addendum, call for use of previous roll. Any objection to use of previous roll? Seeing none, approved. Motion to accept the agenda, please.
So moved. Second. Previous roll.
Motion and seconded to accept the agenda and also call for use of previous roll. Any objection to use of previous roll? Seeing none, approved. Motion to adjourn, please.
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
That's it.
Aye. Opposed? Meeting adjourned.
Are we doing the solar panel?